And this time he shoots it, last time he drove it. It's when Sydney is so aggressive, you can really sit in and you've got to try and look opposite the floor.
Kyle Bowen at the line for Melbourne. This is the first. The crowd knows what that means for the second.
Well, both teams going very small here. Jason just picked it up before there, how they have gone, but you look at it now, probably two. Playing in the fives. And there we go, Matty!
Nice and early. The code word is guarding. Head to Hungry Jack. Start the oven and dine out. Courtesy Jack Cowan and his fantastic promotion. Courtesy Kyle Bowen.
The thing about this group for Sydney is it allows Zave to be the true roller of the group as well. I think that's where he can benefit with some minutes at the 5, even though they are smaller. As Kyle Bowen gives up an offensive foul.
This has been a good matchup for Melbourne. They lead at 30-15 head-to-head. It's just in favour of Sydney here at Kudos Bank Arena, 10-9. But United have actually won 5 of their last 6 against the Kings, including all 3 last season. They were thrillers, all of them. Melbourne winning by 4, by 3, and by 2. That means this one will be by 1. Bruce finds Davis. Guarded by Dash Daniels out there now. Davis harangued by the 17-year-old. He forces the foul but misses the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
I mean, it's great offense, but how about that defense of Dash Daniels? The first little slide that he did, 1 or 2 steps, was elite. Why he went left there to himself, but you just watched a slide here. Gets straight in, cuts him off, shows his hands, but then it's just the experience, and there's the contact there. Good work by Kendrick Davis.
The Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup. It's starting tonight. We've seen the Breakers win in New Zealand. Who will win this one? Melbourne v Sydney. Turn up the heat with Ignite the Fuse every Wednesday, 11. 11 exclusive offers will drop. Jump on quick as they will only be live for 24 hours. Tickets, merchandise, discount offers. Scan the QR code, unlock the week's offers. You don't want to miss out. Well, not be too long, and Step 1 underwear might be among the discount offers there, Jason Kadee.
Well, we've just announced our partnership with the NBL, which is exciting times for Step 1. Obviously a big underwear company in Australia and something that I work very closely with now. So it's a great partnership. I'm excited to build that with the NBL.
So undies at the moment, but more coming, a little birdie told me.
Exciting
Brad,
times
if
ahead.
only you wore undies, you could enjoy some of Jason's great products.
Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. What are they?
Here's Walker. Get over the top by Machar. Malik Machar with the miss. And that's a strong rebound. Malawatch. Xavier Cooks puts a move on Prislovic.
And that's where we just haven't seen a lot of Zave in the open court in the first few games. Obviously with Delhi coming in, we've got another ball handler, KD. Zave thrives when he's the ball handler and he can go into handoffs and get downhill and pick his moments, and that's where he just really is elite.
Well, I completely agree with that. And the thing I love about that is Short shoots the 3. Jeez, he's looking good out there. Is look at this team, and that's nothing against the people on the bench. He can be the #1 scoring option right here, and that's what you're saying. And go again. Just keep going at him.
Dellavedova whips the skip pass out for Ball Qual. That gets the crowd making some noise. And Dean Vickerman says, I want a timeout. Kings 23, Melbourne United 20.
Sydney Kings 23.
Okay, Kings fans, who wants to win?
Copeland, Peter Hawley. I'll tell you what, FIBA Galloway, the NBA, the MVP of the FIBA Asia Cup. We've wanted to see this for so long. He's aggressive, he's making it work.
Yeah, he is, and again, he's got to be continuously to do that. I have concerns about their lack of three-point shooting. He's one who can really fill it up. He's going to have to do that. It's good to see Ball Qual knocking down some shots. I like Cooks with the ball in his hands. And down the other end, Melbourne United are kind of picking apart their on ball.
But this tempo, to me, is a bit slow from both teams. I'd like to see them get up and down. I know Dean Vickerman's high on defense, push that ball when you get it off the back. What do you mean?
No, you got to remind him about the money then.
Oh, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
about the
It's worth
money.
400 grand. Bro. You gotta push that ball.
Hey, the tempo might look a little bit slow because the New Zealand Breakers just scored 400
That's
points
right.
in the previous game, running it right back and up. Right now, 23-20, not much between it. Leonard, which side are you siding with?
I'm going to stick with Sydney.
Sydney, there we go. Hey, Jason Cadee, as we throw back to you, man, the air conditioning's broken in here and I've been sitting here for about 3 hours. Might need a new pair of those step ones.
I got told you don't wear undies, Felix, but I can always look after you, mate.
I don't want to prove it.
I tell you what, when you hear that $400,000 is up for grab for the Ignite Cup winner, 300,000 to the winner, 100,000 to the beaten finalist. I'm sure that Jason Cadee is contemplating a comeback. He wants a slice of that.
When I heard about it, I thought, geez, that's not bad prize money mid-season. And you can't tell, people try and tell you that it doesn't get talked about, but players are talking about the prize money, believe me.
I've got a suggestion. The two captains come together on final night and say, hey, there ain't no runner-up. All 400 on the line. We'll play for the whole lot. Whole bank.
They're going to be in Gold Coast. Let's hope the 400 gets out of there. It's going to be amazing up there in Gold Coast. Oh, I think it's fantastic. And they're doing stuff with kids on the night. You look at the court, you look at the graphics. The whole thing has just been really, really cool. And I'm so excited. And Jace, as an ex-player, the thing that would be amazing, it's just more games. You know, that's what I love.
Less training, more games. That's what we're all after.
I think every player starts with that. Less training.
100%. And you didn't even mention, the refs actually have new outfits too.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Pretty in pink, or is that not quite the colour?
I just can't believe he noticed that.
I did notice that
What
they
are you
had
looking at the refs for?
made something different. Normally I'm used to yelling at them.
Tyson Walker up to 7 points. The 25-year-old out of New York, product of Michigan State University. Here's Kwatnoi. Missing from three-point range. Quickly up the floor. There's a foul. So Finn Delaney to the line. Pushing foul called on Sydney.
It's interesting at the moment. Kwatnoi is definitely struggling from the field. Of course, he had an outstanding season last year. He's 2 of 14 from the three-point line coming into this game. And I just saw him on the defensive end. He has allowed penetration a couple of plays before. It's one of those things, Jace, where you've got to be careful, because if it doesn't get knocked down, which way does the coach go?
And at times you've got to find other ways to get yourself going too. Obviously, when you're a good shooter, you always believe it's going to come back. But can I get to the free throw line? Can I sneak in and get a layup and just bring on the energy somewhere else? And that's for him to figure out. But he's got a group around him that can help him get going as well.
Kendrick Davis kicks it out for Malawatch, who gets mobile, gets to the backboard, finds the rim. The ball did the rest. This is the second of 3 straight home games for the Kings to open Hungry Jack's NBL 26. Of course, the Ignite Cup games do also count for the championship. And at 25-24 inside the final minute, who's going to pick up the Ignite Cup point for winning this quarter? Dash Daniel says, let it be us. 27-25. 3 points to win, a point for each quarter one. And Melbourne can go a long way to banking their first Ignite Cup point here. The 17-year-old playing beyond his years. Year 1 NBL. Dash Daniels, enjoy him while he's here. Walker. 7 points in the first quarter, a miss there put back by Delaney. 29-25. With Dellavedova in no rush here. Shot clock off. 10 seconds to play. Dellavedova to Krizlovic. And the foul will be called on the floor, committed by Fabian Krizlovic.
On the floor. Baseline.
That's a first for Krizlovic. He, Daniels, and Bowen, the only Melbourne players with fouls so far. Galloway and Quayle sitting with a couple each for Sydney. And that will do us for the first quarter. Melbourne bank the point and head to the break with a 4-point lead. United 29 lead the Kings 25.
not a selfish guy. He actually just makes people around him better. So just putting the ball in his hands and letting him make decisions, it'll often help everyone else, and then he'll find his own out of it.
Can I just say there, Matty, hearing them talk about that Illawarra game, it is mouth-watering as Delhi gets a layout there. Tyrell Harrison and JaVale McGee this Saturday night. Oh, bring it on.
The sandpit. They need to
Brisbane
fill it up,
coming into town.
create an atmosphere. The champs have taken some blows early, and they need to land one themselves. Saturday night, you'll see all the action. Edwards, guarded by Cooks. Both men with association experience, and Cooks celebrates a little win there. Yeah, last year Xavier averaged 15 points per game, 9 rebounds, so very nearly averaged a double-double. He had 12 double-doubles during the campaign. And it's a three-headed monster if Davis and Dellavedova and Cooks all fire on the one night. I thought he was going upstairs for a moment.
So did I.
I was bracing for impact. Instead he draws the foul.
I really like the on-ball, and Jace, I want to ask you about this. Having Kendrick in the on-ball with Xavier seems more Kendrick to score, but having Delhi in the on-ball with Xavier opens it up more.
I think it's just been Delhi's natural game for his whole life. Like, Delhi's always been looking to find people. He gets that little floater. And if you've played with Xavier, he's got such great hands that you can kind of throw it anywhere to him. You can put it in the air, you can throw the little pocket pass, and he's good enough to go and finish or make the extra pass out of that, which not a lot of people can do comfortably.
Were you boomers with him?
Yes,
Yeah.
and juniors.
Right. Is there anyone in the league you haven't played with?
There's a few. I'm looking on the court right now. Bull Qualls one.
424 games, that's a hell of a lot of teammates. 15 seasons. In his first year of retirement, you struggled at any stage, Jace?
Not at all. I'm enjoying sitting here with you blokes just talking basketball.
So why the sweaty palms, mate?
Because I'm more nervous sitting here than I am out there playing.
I would be too, sitting beside Rosen. My goodness. Hands above the table, please, Bradley. As Edwards turns and faces
Great
Xavier
screen.
Cooks, who blows past, gets to the backboard, and takes 2 more if you don't mind. Xavier Cooks up to double figures now on 5 of 7 shooting.
It's like we're a broken record. This man on the open court, or even from the elbow, there's not much going on here, but look at that first step. Bang! That is what he went to the NBA for, to be able to get that speed. Chase is almost unstoppable.
Super Coach is back, but not as you remember it. Beat the Coach, presented by Choice Hotels. Scan the QR code there to get involved. Good prizes up for grabs. We've been speaking cash all night. $500,000, no, not quite, $5,000 cash and a $5,000 Choice Hotels gift voucher. That's what is on offer. Get involved, Super Coach.
Never let the zeros get in the way of a good conversation, Matty.
I think the old executives there at the Choice Hotels just killed over and said 500,000. I'll watch. Cooks, big first half from Zave. And we're locked together at 50.
They're really playing off Delhi here, almost inviting him to shoot, which is interesting considering he struggled from the floor.
Davis trying to get away from Walker. Got the shot up. Walker went very close to a foul.
Clunky offense.
Dash Daniels running the floor. It's Sydney's ball.
So I wanted to ask you, Jason, that situation, and we saw it, Delhi comes off that, doesn't shoot the three, gets into the seams, and they try and set an on-ball. What do you do? Do you hand the ball to Kendrick? Do you say to him, keep coming off that, look for your shot? What will you do?
You've almost got to respace the floor just because it takes up so much. Well, you see how low Doyle is here. Delhi's right now just gone aggressive at it, trying to say, well, if you're going to meet me that low, I'll meet you at the ring. But they've got to try and find the spacing, especially when people want to give such a gap.
Yeah, right.
Dellavedova finding Kendrick. Davis finds only the rim. Rebound from Xavier Cooks. He draws the foul. He's in everything. Xavier Cooks. That will be called on Edwards. That's a third for Jesse Edwards, the Dutch international, the Dutch American. And as a result, he walks to the bench. We won't see him again in the first half.
No, and it hurts them too because they are relatively small after they lose him. And I've actually been really impressed with him in his first few games. And I thought against the Pelicans, his size and athleticism even stood out in that environment.
Yeah.
And so it's been pretty impressive to see how he's fit in, but fouls are going to hurt him here as we go to the back end of the second quarter.
We just heard the boys speaking about the bigs in this league. It's such a different league this year, isn't it, when you look at what's come across. He's one. You look at JaVale McGee. You look at JLA's back. There's so many bigs in this league. It's really exciting.
And just different bigs too, right? Some real
Yeah.
length, some different in terms of their skill sets. JLA's one that likes to pick and pop and play off the bounce. It's different every night, which is great.
Xavier Cooks just can't buy a free throw. None of 6 tonight. He went empty at the line against New Zealand as well. Suarez. Daniels got to Malawatch just in time. Shout out to Dyson Daniels and all the Aussies preparing for a new NBA season. Pre-season trials underway. Dellavedova catches only the rim, and fortunate bounce there for Sydney. Delhi fighting all the way. He was being ridden by Kyle Bowen. It was a size mismatch, but the fighting spirit of Matthew Dellavedova prevailed.
Well, it was poor defense because you could even hear the coach yelling, back it off. There was no need to be on his hip that whole way. He hasn't been shooting the ball well, just sag off.
Walker, let's fly unsuccessfully. Suarez as the half counts down, and it is Sydney. Instagram, Facebook, X. What's that last symbol indicate there, Bradley?
Snapchat.
The QR code.
It's Snapchat. I was testing you.
I just texted my son. I was waiting for the reply.
Dash Daniels, and it's an offensive foul. Hard into Kendrick Davis, who played it well.
Look, it looked like the right call from the angle we got. It's the extension of the right arm here. You could have called this a block because he's moving, but that extension right there, I think that's the right call.
I do too. He just got there in position. KD is actually an elite on-ball defender when he really wants to lock in. Slides his feet well, low to the ground, and he did a great job of picking his spot there.
Did you ever cop a charging foul that you agreed with, Jace?
Never.
Through those 400-plus games?
No, there was a couple. There's a couple when you just know.
Did you take a charging foul?
A few of them, but as I got older, I knew that it hurt too much to take some of them.
Delaney with the rebound from the Davis miss. Here's Doyle. And the foul will be called on Noy. Quat Noy picks up his second.
I'm just watching Milton Doyle. I saw something in the first half where he sort of slipped over and he looks a little bit, and he just seems to have a little bit of a limp. He's checking his knee right now. It certainly feels like he's uncomfortable out there.
Going to the line. Shooting 2.
Just take a little look here and watch his left knee. He was just feeling it out right there. We've had a fair bit of basketball.
Fair bit, and also just a bit of travel, getting around, playing in different places. I think we spoke just before half-time and before the start of the third quarter, Milton need to be aggressive. I actually feel like in this first 5.5 minutes, we've seen more of the ball in his hands, and he's starting to just make a few things happen.
From the field, Sydney still shooting the ball at 50%. Melbourne a tick below that. They have shot the ball above 50% for their last couple of wins in the NBL Melbourne. Davis wearing Dash Daniels there. Here's Quat Noy, air ball, Melbourne's way.
We'll give that to Dash Daniels. That was great defense on KD there, right? He just did not let him have an open look, and then they had to kick.
Joe Healy, who are we looking at there?
You are looking at the Toronto Raptors head of global scouting, Pat Engelbrecht, who is in the house, sitting courtside next to Daniel and Aaron Moldovan, who are, of course, the masterminds behind Lighthouse Sports Management, agents of Josh Giddey, Dyson Daniels, and Dash Daniels, who is out there this evening. So great to see more NBA eyes on the Next Stars program.
Indeed it is, Joe, absolutely. The production line it's turning out to be as Doyle gets to the rack. Doesn't look 100% still, Milton Doyle, as he hobbles back in defense. What sort of NBA season, what are your predictions around Dyson Daniels and the Atlanta Hawks and his defense?
I think he's in for another career year. He didn't get it last year, but this year they might have to give him Defensive Player of the Year because he was arguably robbed last year.
I'd remove arguably, I'd just say robbed. and he did plenty of stealing.
Thank you, Dylan. And we watch Miller for the Bruce and Katie.
Dash Daniels, the younger brother, just 17 years of age, making his NBL debut. And looking right at home, it must be said, despite his tender years. Averaging 8 points per game, 4 rebounds, averaging 15 minutes per game. So Dean Vickerman giving him plenty of runs.
Yeah, we're just talking about Milton Doyle here. This is the bit we're talking about. Watch, there is where he slipped over, and it just didn't look right. That was in the first half. And now he held his knee, hobbled a little bit. You can just see him really limping along there, so we will definitely monitor that.
Wilson through Edwards. Here's Doyle, moving more freely there, kicking it out. Dash Daniels. Well short of the mark. Now Xavier Cooks off the glass, beautiful, athletic, off the left hand, and he runs back to the bench, pumping the crowd up. It's 65-67, the visitors in front. Let's take a listen to Brian Goorjian, hoping to return to the championship series, having coached an incredible 42 grand final games. Can he get back to that championship series again with these Sydney Kings?
What do you got there? I'm in a fucking bottom of that big guy. Talk to me. Am I gonna shrink in, I stay attached, or if I step up, someone's gonna have my back. Like it's a fucking big ass lane down there, you know? Hey, can we go shirt and I'm hitting X on the elbow? You got the option to take big boy while we're screening on the weak side. So middle, So who's getting the on ball? Who's coming off the down? I'm hitting X on the elbow. You got it. You got it. You guys good with that? Okay. Hey, we're running down the other side. Hey, gotta get a stop. Gotta get a stop. Here we go. Kicks on 3, left to 3.
Great coaches at either end of the floor, and interestingly, Brian Goorjian and Dean Vickerman both played at the Melbourne Tigers under Lindsay Gaze. Not at the same time, but under a coaching doyen in Lindsay. And here they are, Brian and Dean Vickerman. We're lucky to have them in the league.
Sydney have done a great job of wresting back control of this game. I was just starting to think Melbourne was starting to get in a rhythm and starting to really get the ball out of the middle of the floor as they go to it here. But Sydney's done a great job through Zave, just wrestling back a bit of control as we go to the back end of this quarter.
Doyle. Couldn't shake Noy. But I tell you who did. Dash Daniels. Well short with his previous 3 ball. That one was going in the moment it left his hand.
Well, that was well done because his last shot didn't look right. He just looked like it didn't come out of the hand correctly, but that time it did. And doesn't this man want to drop a shot right now, but unfortunately it misses.
But they get the rebound, and then the run up from Xavier Cooks runs all the way around the rim. He gets it back and finishes. It's 3rd time lucky for the Sydney Kings.
Good after Sydney defense. Loudon.
Now Edwards. Jace, the art of the 3 ball. At times in your career, you came off the bench and were expected to deliver a 3 ball straight away, which is really tough. But talk us through it. It was a part of your game we loved watching for many a year.
It's a lot of work. I think people shooting is repetition and rhythm, and fortunately enough, I was able to find a rhythm when I was younger that helped me. And I think that's the thing for Dash. You just seen in his shot now, it's air ball, make, air ball. He's just got to find a rhythm and that consistency through it. And a little bit of it for him too. He's 17 years old. He's now shooting in a professional environment where it's a bit quicker. The game comes at you faster. It's just all about timing and for him to work.
I think that's a great point. And not to mention, it's also comfort, right? Just knowing you're in the environment, you belong, which he certainly does. So it's he's going to have a wow of a career, though.
2 minutes left in the 3rd, and it's Melbourne by 5. Their biggest lead of the game is 8. Dellavedova in control. Now Kwatnoy, catch and release, unsuccessfully rebound, Krizlovic. Important possessions here for both teams. Can Melbourne find the biggest lead of the game by three-quarter time? Can Sydney deny them here? Krizlovic, Dash Daniels, puts it on the floor, gets to the backboard. What a play. The 17-year-old standing tall.
Well, that's his 8th point, 3 of 5 from the field. And like you just said there, exactly right, Jace. Great cut here. Look at this. Takes the ball, takes the hit, and finishes off. That's something I've really noticed with him. He loves getting 2 feet in the paint, and he's strong.
I think that's what naturally comes to him. I think he's a guy, as his junior career unfolded, could get to the ring. He's a long, good-sized body. And I think, too, just then, Delhi overhelp, almost inviting him to maybe shoot it. And he says, nah, I'm back cutting, I'm going to get a layup. And it's a great move by him, and it's a great read by them as a team. As Delhi throws a great pass there to the back cutting layup.
Malawatch, again, assisted by Matthew Dellavedova. Dash Daniels, do they go back to Dash, who's parked in the corner. Raised in Melbourne through the NBA Global Academy. Here he is, Centre of Excellence in Canberra at the Institute. And Sydney.
Well, it's the attention to detail now on defence. Melbourne's got a little 9-point lead here, and they've got to be able to do the little things well and play for the whole 24 seconds.
Putback misses, but there's a whistle there. Just to finish off that Dash Daniels story from Centre of Excellence, gold medalist at the Asia Cup with the Australian team, the Boomers, and fresh from a NBL 1 South Championship with the Sandringham Sabres, a host of Sabres coming into this Melbourne United roster for Hungry Jacks NBL 26. Xavier Cooks under pressure at the free throw line. None of 7 now tonight.
Well, it's mental now, isn't it, Jason?
It isn't, and for Zave, I've been around him before and I've seen him shoot. He's not incapable from the three-point line or the free throw line. I think it's just for him. He's overthinking. He's just got to get there, find a rhythm, take a breath.
Misses both. So over his last 2 games, he's now none of 12. As is always the case, it's fantastic to have our Reebok influencer seat filled with some very talented individuals. There is Bailey Pickles, a young Australian composer, classical pianist. Yes, pianist Brad, a viral TikTok sensation, currently studying at the Sydney Conservatorium, known for his ability to play songs by ear and for composing Sydney's vivid light show soundtrack. Talented individual, Bailey Pickles. Sydney need a bit more talent like that. Down by 7.
Well, we need to watch Walker here. He's got his left thumb taped. When he fell over there, he is really grimacing here. Looks like he's really carrying it. You can see him just holding it right now in the corner.
Everybody.
Doyle, step back. This is a huge three-point attempt. And it goes. Milton Doyle.
And where you only eat that popcorn when Xavier hits a free throw. Now, if you can't see me, it's full of popcorn. I haven't had a bite.
Yeah, none of 12 for the season. Zave would love to see that first free throw drop the next time he gets to the line. This man playing NBL game 100. That one is off the mark. 96 as a championship-winning jack jumper. His 4th at United, Milton Doyle. As Joe reported earlier, about to welcome a child, and game 100 milestone for Milton. Can he celebrate that milestone? He provided the big bomb to see out the 3rd.
I'm just wondering, Jace, can you imagine those 3 just sitting there in that right now, what they're talking about? The popcorn, the fun. Are they even watching the game? Oh, Galloway off the glass a little bit.
I think it's probably a good thing their mics are turned off.
They're working for you. Go work for them. Defense.
Krizlovic finding Walker on the move. Dash Daniels gives it back to his points. And Walker over the top of Xavier Cooks, fills it up.
They've had answers all night. Whenever Sydney's made a run, Melbourne just made shots, and they're really playing out of the middle of the floor in the second half, which is exploiting Sydney's defense.
To go 4-0 on the season, Tim Suarez, and the Kings need a fourth quarter fight back.
Well, he's got nice moves down low, and we said it in the first half when Edwards was able to have Goodrick on him. This is something that Suarez can move as well because he's strong and solid, and Walker, well, he misses that shot.
Then reaching in, Daniels got a fingertip to it. Sydney maintain possession. Cooks, now Davis pulls up. Finn Delaney wins the race to the ball. So it's United by 8. Game 2 of the Ignite Cup, a new in-season tournament. Big prize money on offer. Each club to play 4 Ignite Cup games, 2 at home, 2 on the road. 3 points for the win, a point for each quarter one. The top 2 to fight it out for a total of $400,000 in prize money.
Well, we just see Walker down here. This is where he hurt his thumb the other day, and you can see that he's in a lot of pain, and that was against the NBA team, and there was a talk here, was he be able to play? Well, now tonight, look at the pain he's in. He's fallen on that again. Now, we just saw him knock a 3 down, so obviously we feel he's okay, but we will definitely not say, but it's going to be a really good season for the WNBL, and looking forward to it.
Edwards now 10 of 13 at the line. Malawatch got out of sync there. McQuatch, Malawatch, and off target with the shot eventually. United by 11. 5 minutes left. Walker has 21 points on 7 of 12. Gets the ball back from Daniels. 5 seconds left on the clock. Walker has 2 more rattled through.
That first step is just so quick, gets himself into the paint. 23 points, 8 of 13 from the field, as we can see.
His NBL high before this, Brad, was 14. So he's burst past 20. And we're going Melbourne's way again.
I know they're missing Shaylee tonight, but when I saw Tyson Walker in the preseason and the way he shot the ball, I actually thought, even though he's tiny, as there was a timeout, that he's a perfect pairing for a Shaylee.
Well, at 93.80, let's go back to the studio, Felix. 4 minutes 50 to play. Can you see a Kings comeback from here?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, we're all the way over in Victoria, so I'm not sure anyone in the state can see a Kings comeback from here. But I'll tell you what, hey, crazier things have happened. But right now, the Kings are going to need a miracle.
Well, I said this was another concern, not the three-point shooting, but their inability to contain Jesse Edwards. Tyson Walker's been unbelievable, picking them apart. But Jesse Edwards is a problem. That size, they have a lack in that position without Kelly LePepe available, so I'm sure they're going to address that in the future. It's a long season.
And Dean Bickerman has a history of going to Sydney and getting wins.
And they've done all of this, Melbourne United, without Chris Golding. So when he comes back...
And Shea Ely.
Shea Ely's not here, but Chris Golding hasn't played yet.
Yep.
They put up 93 on the Kings.
Pete, you told me you always wanted to be a coach, but no team would take you, so you got in the commentary. What are you doing? If you're Brian Gordon right now, are you pressing full court? What are you doing to get back in this?
First thing is denouncing you as a friend. That's a horrible comment. But yeah, you want 100%. You almost be switching everything, I think, and you have to just get into Jesse Edwards' legs, trying to get him away from the hoop, double teaming everything, pressure up. They've been around the mark, but 93 points you've given up.
They got to push the ball as well. Tempo, man. Pick it up now. You got 4 minutes to get it done.
Tell you what I'd be doing, Matty, Brad, and Jason. I'll be getting the ball to Kendrick Davis and saying, go off.
Go and do your work. You're right, though, Hools. Kelly Leaupepe, ACL out for the season. Jason Spurgeon, foot injury, gone for months. So they do lack a little bit of size, and it would be remiss of us. We're talking about Sydney's players missing to underline the fact that no Shea Ely, no Chris Golding. So it's over to you, Tanner Krebs and co. In this case, it is Edwards. Getting better the longer the game goes. Jesse Edwards, remember the name, Davis. Yes!
Well, I agree with the boys in the studio. They've got to get up the court because they just can't go half-court offense with these guys. Melbourne are just so slick with the way they run. A lot more ball pressure, try and junk it up a little bit. But push, get the ball out.
Delaney. Shot clock rolls to 5 now. So Edwards from long range, bottom of the net. points. What a game. Tyson Walker.
He's had an answer almost with the 3 ball every time Sydney made a little run.
Davis runs into Edwards. Played for the foul, no whistle. Davis guarded by Edwards. And Edwards does enough. Kendrick looked up and saw 2 armpits. Missed by Melbourne. Ladora Jarb. 15 Melbourne in front, 3 minutes to play. Xavier Cooks. He goes to 18 points for the game, 9 of 13 from the field. He's left 8 free throws out there. And that would be handy right now. Is there a stop from Sydney? Or do Melbourne, averaging more than 100 points per game very early in the season, reach that tally again? Walker forces the foul on Dellavedova. Delhi will make sure nothing comes for free for Tyson Walker.
Well, that's Delhi's 5th foul, so he'll be out of the game. But I just felt Sydney are just letting Melbourne do whatever they want. When you're down 13, Jace, with 2 minutes 42, they just literally dribbled that 24-second shot clock. I know they didn't get the whole way, but just took time off the clock, really weren't pressured into anything.
I think with the way they shot the ball, they've just put pressure on them to feel like they can't really leave people, and it's shown.
I don't think Delhi realised it was his 5th. He was staying out there until Ryan said, "Nah, you got to come off. You got to come off." 98-85. Melbourne, the highest scoring team in the league, very, very early on. They've been to the Championship Series for the last couple of years. The signs early for Dean Dickman's team. I'm keen for your take.
Before the season, I copped a bit of ridicule by picking Melbourne United to win it, but I picked them because I know what Dino's like, I know the system he's got down there, and I just felt like they added pieces that complement them as a group.
Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, I picked him as well. Why? Because I just love him as a coach. I just felt, you know, CG43 still to come back. They had Shaylee. The talk was the 3 imports were good. Well, we're seeing that. And then you put in those other guys like Tanner. You know, I really like what they've done.
And conversely, Sydney, after the media conference following the New Zealand win, Brian Goorjian was asked about getting a new import or a new big, and he sort of went away from that. He said it's not a focus. We're keen to develop our younger blokes, the likes of Goodrick. I wonder if that
but that's not
process
their only problem,
changes.
I don't think, I mean, you know, like a big would help, but they're giving up 98 points. Now, a lot of those points are coming from transition. Now, of course, if you have a big, you got a rim protector, but I just feel like right now, if the ball's on the floor, to me, Melbourne's getting that first one tonight, and you just shouldn't be. And that's where it's coming. Melbourne come in here tonight and done exactly what they should do.
Been a breakout night by Tyson Walker. As I mentioned, his previous point scoring mark across his first 3 games, 14. This free throw for 28 points and 100 for United. No, we'll stay on 99, not out.
Sydney are going to have to play fast here. Obviously, with the way KD plays, I think putting the ball in his hands and setting screens as high up the floor as you can and letting him get downhill and create some stuff. And then also just everyone else be ready to catch and shoot. We need points in a hurry and needs to come off transition.
Davis. Guarded by Daniels. Who forces the pass. Here's Sean Bruce. Back for Xavier Cooks, the tip in. It was Bruce for Cooks. A couple of the Sydney most experienced players. I was going to say a couple of the Sydney veterans. I won't throw Cooks into that bracket just yet. And now they get the turnover. Cooks keen to run. And there's a return assist. Bruce for Cooks, followed by Cooks for Bruce.
Couple of turnovers, moving it up, like you just said, they're getting their transition going. Will Quoll doesn't want to foul here, but get up the court. They are in the bonus here, so fouls would cause free throws.
We've rolled inside the final 2 minutes. The deficit back to 10, now it's 12.
Milton Doyle, I mean, him and Tyson Walker have just really taken over this second half. Ball in their hands, making the right plays, making shots, making their teammates better.
Edwards, 22 points. at 54% from the field. Now, Cooks forces the foul on Edwards, but can't finish. He'll go to the line.
14, Jesse Edwards.
Have a look at the Amy replay, concentrating on Xavier Cooks, Brad.
Well, I just think the way this nice little move here from Bruce, just to be able to beautiful tip in. Look at the athleticism from Xavier Cooks, and it was just to be able to get that. And I think, like you said, early offense, great pass there to Sean Bruce, and we saw the last possession by Edwards. Well, that was his 5th foul, so he's out of the game. And there, Cookie makes his first free throw, and the whole crowd love it.
And good to see him wearing a big smile as well.
Second one's going down, Jace. What do you reckon?
Percentages say
Mabry's having a laugh with him.
Percentages say probably not, but it'd be great for the confidence that that first one went down.
The back end is incomplete. So if you're playing along from home, it's 1 of 10 at the line.
The art of the half-court defense trap has gone away from the game. Now, is that the right thing because, and I'm asking you this, Jace, because the offense is just so talented, or it's just teams are scared because they might get easy looks?
I think it's more that. You try not to ignite other people's offense. And I think we're seeing up the floor pressure, but I just think we're lacking the read of, we used to watch the 4-man a lot of the time make that read when to go, and we had some elite people at it.
Yeah.
And I just think we don't have that as much at the moment.
Which is called the plugger, right? The guy that plugs, you go and get that double, then people can read. And I just think when you're 12, 13, 14 points down with 2 minutes to go, I don't know, I'm happy to lose by 15 rather than, you know, lose by 9, just staying with the way it is.
So Melbourne go back home to play Cairns on Sunday. And they're at Brisbane on Friday week, so a couple of Queensland opponents coming up for Melbourne United. 102.90, so again they go to triple figures, and Milton Doyle, the runner, the scoop off target. They're out by 12 inside the final minute. Jalen Galloway throws it up in hope. Rebound for Delaney. Melbourne about to go 4-0. Go back a few years to 2020.